Hi everybody, it's Lasha from Royal Pushback Aftermath. There was something else that I wanted to talk about before I forget. I did a little digging about the late Queen Elizabeth's husband, Prince Philip. If you've watched any of my videos, even though I push back on royals, and I stated this in another video, the statues that were made of Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth are on many of my shorts, and you can find it on YouTube. Just Google statues of Prince Philip and Queen Elizabeth II, and they're beautiful, and the amount of work and artistry that goes into that is the plethora of talent is just unfathomable to myself. At any rate, the point is, whether you like the monarchy or not, they're a part of history, and those statues will be standing long after millions and millions and millions of us have passed. And God willing, this planet survives for more than another 50 years, which I'm sure that it will. I'm just not looking forward to what it's going to change into. However, you can create positivity wherever you go. We have roofs over our heads. We have phones wherein we can share our thoughts and start conversations. And I'm going to do these podcasts the way I like, because I figured out how to do a video and splice and slice while I'm talking. However, I don't have the time to do that, and I don't always like getting gussied up in front of a camera, but people like to look at pretty things. Anyways, Prince Philip. I did some digging about his mother, Alice, Princess Alice, and I'm going to run through it chronologically and quickly because I've got a busy day ahead of me, but I always wondered what I was going to do with this useless knowledge that I gained when I was unable to walk. And when you're able to walk again, after you're unable to walk for an entire year, because it doesn't matter, you have to go to lasharajchenko.change.org or go to one of my videos. I talk about it all the time. So let's get to the point. You know the Queen Mother that lived with the royal family, and Prince Charles always talked about what a wonderful grandmother she was? What I don't understand about Queen Elizabeth, as far as motherhood is concerned, is she was raised by the Queen Mother and King George the Sixth, Bertie, and he had a bit of a stutter, and he passed away when he was 52. So she had a very relatively normal upbringing, because her mother was a commoner, right? She did have royal ties, but my God, if you don't have inbred blood, that's what I think blue blood is. I always asked my mother, what in the hell is blue blood? Blue blood. Now, I can go Google it and find out, and I will, because people are going to leave comments and say, check your facts out, lady, before you put your footage up. I love those comments. At least people take the time to watch and comment, even though they're rude. They're being polite, I'm serious. Bring on all the insults you want. I'm for it. At least it builds the algorithm. Say what you want to say. Anyhow, okay, so the Queen Mother was beloved, Queen Elizabeth's mother was beloved, yada, yada, yada. Do you know that Prince Philip's mother was either the queen or a princess when Greece had a monarchy? Well, the Greece monarchy crumbled, and it was during World War II with Hitler. And do you know that Prince Philip's three sisters married men that were in the Nazis? Like, they were Nazis, they were for Hitler. But what I think people don't understand is I don't even think those people really knew what was going on with Jewish people until a little later on. But even if they had got caught up in it within a year, you can get so brainwashed that when they knew, they didn't care. So, Prince Philip's sisters had Nazi sentiments, which is why I think Harry wore the swastika costume in that famous photo that everybody talks about. And then we'll talk about Meghan and Harry's Christmas card. If my theory about the kids isn't right, just look at their Christmas card. I don't need to say anything about it. So basically, Bertie and the Queen Mother raised Margaret and Elizabeth like normal kids, the way Andrew and Fergie raised Eugenie and Beatrice, right? The way, who else was a spare? Oh God, there's so many. But what I'm trying to say, look at Edward and his children. The Queen Mother's son, Edward. There's never been any scandals about him. He's the youngest. He learned from Charles, Andrew, but Anne is the hardest working member of the royal family, especially in her golden years. Look at what she's accomplished. She's never had Botox. She's still beautiful, but she looks a little scowled, you know? So the thing about Botox and lines is it really shows as you age who you were when you were younger. So, Prince Philip's mother, Alice, was queen for a day. The only time she was really seen was on the balcony after Prince Philip got married after the war. And she had very, very high expectations for her son. And she was put in mental facilities all her life, hidden away from everybody. And then the last 8 years or so of her life, she had a place in Buckingham Palace. But let me tell you, Princess Alice is known as a saint in Germany because there was a Jewish family that was very high in the aristocrats, and they had friends. And do you know that Princess Alice hid that family for the entirety of the war, to the point where the Gestapo came to her door, and because she had a disability, she used that as a way to get rid of the Gestapo? She's a hero, and she's mentally unstable? Sorry, maybe she wasn't inbred enough. I don't know. This is where I push back on royals, but yet I'm proud to be part of it. I had a dime that had Bertie on it. It was a nickel. And I kept it with my favorite things, like, when Julia Andrews, I can't sing right now, but I lost it, gosh darn it. And then I remember some joker on TV said, well, nobody collects coins anymore. Well, who are you speaking to? About yourself? People can have opinions, but, History is important. Being a minimalist is important. Do you think that I would ever throw away? You know, people don't even have pictures up of their family anymore. I do. And people are going to say, what do you want, a medal? I know. I'm just saying. The royal family has secrets. They've got freaking secrets, loves. Brothers and sisters. Oh, I gotta get on with my day, and that this is fun. I hope you listen, because I so enjoy. Oh, and my mother and I were talking about subscriptions, and yesterday 2 people unsubscribed from L&L Soul Sisters, and it was 258 and then it was 256, and I was upset for 5 minutes because of a childhood rejection. My mom said, could you imagine the young people? And I just think about that. Young people, phones, likes, unsubscribes, whatever it is. Disliking, unfriending, unsubscribing, unfollowing. Wow. And children have committed suicide over this. I just depressed myself, but it's the truth. All right, listen, everybody have a great day. That was some Lasha's language for Lasha's language longing for, I'll think of something that rhymes. Have a great day, everybody. Take care of yourself.